Alright, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Double honor to the apostles of GMS. My name is Amnawah Allah. Coming at you with the video. This show, I'm going to depart from evil. I want to start from verse 11. In the book of Psalms, 34 chapter and 11 verse. So let's get right to it. Psalms 34 and 11. Come ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you to fear the Lord. Now we know, pursuant to the book of Proverbs, the first chapter, I believe it's 1 and 7, that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Why? Because when you fear the Lord, you didn't have the knowledge. By fearing the Lord shows you have the knowledge that you don't want to displease Him. So what you would do is you would follow His laws, statutes, and commandments. So the fear of the Lord is the very beginning of knowledge. First, you got to fear the Lord. And by fearing the Lord, you know that His laws, statutes, and commandments are to be kept. Because by fearing the Lord, you will fear not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, because you would then be judged. So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. That's the first thing you have to know. Fear the Lord and do His will. Verse 12. What man is he that desireth life and loveth many days, that he may see good? So if a man desires life and loveth many days, when his days be long upon the earth, and want to see good, what you do? Keep thy tongue from evil. Meaning you keep your mouth from speaking slanders. Slander is like speaking lies. Saying something to demean a person's character or reputation. That's slander. Like when they called Apostle Paul a liar. Right? When they called Yahushua a liar, that's slander. So keep thy tongue from evil. Keep your mouth from speaking slanders. Keep your mouth from speaking wicked things. Things that are the opposite of His truth. Things that are contrary to the Lord's statutes and commandments and everything written in the Bible. And that lips from speaking guile. Guile is what? A lie, deceit. So don't speak deceits. Depart from evil. Right, depart from evil, meaning what? Separate yourself from evil. Into evil, you got to separate yourself from that. Whether it's whatever kind of environment it's in. Whether it's an actual place, whether it's an actual person. You got to depart from that. You got to separate yourself from that. Separate yourself from that negative energy, so to speak, that people often say. Depart from that, okay? Because if you don't depart from that, it can corrupt you. And if it doesn't corrupt you, it can lead you into a situation that you don't want to be in. All right? And don't worry about, because people tell you, like, I'll give you an example. Scripture tells you in the book of the Apocrypha, it says, don't go to an angry man don't go with an angry man in a solitary place. Meaning what? Don't go with an angry person in a confined place, in a place where y'all are alone. Because blood is nothing in His sight. He's angry. He might kill you if y'all alone. Now we in this world where people think that in that situation, if a guy who's angry said, yo, come here, let me talk to you for a second, right? If you walked over there, people say, yo, he's tough, man, because that guy called him over there and he went over there to them. No, that's not tough. That's being stupid. It's different between being tough and being ignorant. All right? Which this truth ain't about being tough. It's about being spiritual. That's just an ignorant act. But if he was wise, they say he was scared. Wise would be what? Being wise would be seeing that and saying, okay, well, I remember the scripture says what? Don't go with the angry man in a solitary place. So what you're going to do, you're going to depart from that evil. Because you're keeping in mind what the scriptures say. That's being wise. But then they'll call you a punk for being scared. Man, listen, man, you wise, right? A living dog is better than a dead lion. It says, seek peace and pursue it. Look for peace and pursue it. So even when you're out there in the world, amongst people that's not in the truth, you still got to seek peace. You don't go around people in the world, just attacking people, threatening people. You know what I'm saying? You don't live like that. You got to carry ourselves with a certain mode of conduct. Because we're prophets, we're men in the Lord. Right? We got to carry ourselves in a certain way that the ministry be not blamed. As it says in the book of Corinthians. So you got to seek peace and pursue it. That's how you live your life. Verse 15. Like being courteous to people and so on and so forth. Doing what the scriptures say do. Verse 15. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and His ears are open to their cry. That's right. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and His ears are open to their cry. So the Lord's eyes, His angels are upon us, and His ears are open to our cries. His ears are open to what it is that we ask Him. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 15. All right, it says, I'll start from verse 14. Hebrews 12:14. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. So you got to follow peace with all men. So all men, you got to be peaceful. You know, that don't mean you're never gonna get mad at nobody and curse nobody out. Hell, that don't even mean something might not happen. You might not even get into a fight. You know, but you're supposed to follow peace with all men. You're supposed to seek peace. If you're in a situation where, you know, words can't reach a certain person, and the person put their hands on you, that they threatening your life, threatening your safety, then you got to do what it is you got to do. All right, but you don't go around looking for trouble. And we being in the truth, these demons will try to come at us, are going to come at us at all angles. So you can expect your people, Satan to provoke you, to make the attempt to provoke you rather. But you got to go against that. Call on Yahweh Shah. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. So without peace and holiness, no man going to see the Lord. So that's what we got to have in this truth. Verse 15, looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of the Most High, lest by any root of bitterness bringing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. So you got to look diligently, man. You got to be very aware, very earnest. Okay? Lest any man fail from the grace of the Most High. So you got to be very earnest in this truth, man. Have a strong desire. In other words, be very diligent. Lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you. Because you don't want to feel bitterness towards a particular brother, or towards any brothers at all whatsoever. Okay? Because that root of bitterness can spring up in you and it can trouble you. And then you're no longer what? Following peace with all men. You no longer walk in the holiness. And therefore, you didn't want to see the Lord, as it said in the previous verse. Continuing on in verse 15, it says, and thereby many be defiled, right? Thereby many are defiled by that root of bitterness, man. That's what the Bible tells you in the book of James, the first chapter. It speaks about what? Superfluity of naughtiness. Superfluity is the residue of what remains prior to conversion. Meaning the kind of person you were before you converted, part of that residue still is within you. That's the superfluity of naughtiness. You gotta get rid of that. Okay? And then it mentions in verse 16, lest there be any fornicator, profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So it's comparing those kind of men to Esau. Okay? Who's a profane person. And a fornicator, which profane means outside the temple. And fornicator, to my spiritual fornication. Okay? Last scripture. Now this scripture here, it's like a couple verses, so I'm gonna break down everything that needs to be broken down. Anything self-explanatory, I'm basically gonna just continue reading on. Proverbs 4 and 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. So you don't enter into the path of the wicked. You don't go into the way of evil men. I mean, you don't follow their ways. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. So you avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. And being in the truth, you have what I like to call spiritual awareness. You know, you're aware of the spirit that's around you. Okay, you're aware of the spirit that's around you. You peep the vibe in a particular scenario, and you already know what's coming before it comes. So what you do, you avoid. You pass not by. You turn from it and pass it. You go the complete opposite direction. All right, so a bunch of guys over the street yelling, arguing in front of a corner store. I'm not even gonna go to that corner store. I'm gonna keep walking. You know, because you already know that's gonna turn into a bad situation. That's just a small example, but there's many others. I'll give you another example. It's like you know, like you're in a train car and a bunch of guys is wilding out on the train, picking with people on the train. Now you can't just sit where you at and just mind your business. But if that spirit is on you, your spiritual awareness kick in, you feel like something gonna happen, you get up and you go to another train car. That ain't being punk, it's being wise. You know? Verse 16, for they sleep not except they have done mischief. You got people like that, they don't sleep until they've done some kind of evil. Esau, 2/3 of Israel, well, the other nation, they can't sleep without doing something wicked. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause something to fall. Right? Their sleep is taken away unless they cause someone to fall. So they gotta cause somebody to fall. It's in there, that wickedness is just in them. You know? Verse 17, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Meaning what? They consume evil. They consume wickedness. That's within their bowels, in other words. In their body. You know? That's in their spirit. It's deeply embedded in them to commit acts of wickedness and violence. But the path of the just, which is us, is as the shining light that shineth more and more into the perfect day. But our path isn't dark like their path. Our path isn't evil like their path. Our path is a light, a shining light that shines more and more and more to that perfect day. So it's like we're walking through a path of the light that shines. And the closer and closer we get to that perfect day, the more and more the light shines. So we're walking into the light, as they say. Don't walk into the light, we're walking into that light. You know, a person dies, it's like a light flash before their eyes. And they said, don't walk into the light. Well, we're walking into that light, man. And that light is in that path that's leading to the kingdom. Verse 19, the way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. Right, the way of the wicked is darkness. They know not at what they stumble. Because if you're in a dark room, if you're in a dark area, you can't see what's before you. You can't see your path. So what happens? You stumble. There are things in your way that you can't see because there's no light shining. But we don't stumble because we have the light that shines, which is this truth, this word. Okay, but Yahweh shines like unto the light. We are the light of the world. Is that written in the scriptures? Verse 20, my son, attend to my words, incline thine ear to my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thy heart, meaning your mind. Don't let them depart from your eyes, meaning you got to keep your eyes in his word, in the scriptures. Keep your mind in the Bible. Verse 24, verse 22, for they are life unto those that find them, and health unto all their flesh. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Heart meaning come from Hebrew, Allah meaning mind. So you gotta keep your mind with all diligence, all with a great desire. You gotta be very earnest. You gotta have great fervor. Okay? Be on fire for this thing. For out of it are the issues of life. For out of it are the issues of life. Alright? Out of it what? Out of it your heart is the issues of life, because with our heart, meaning our mind, which is where our spirit dwells, it's never in the book of Ephesians, the renewing of the spirit of your mind, right? Out of it are the issues of life. So our spirit that's within us, we seeking this truth. Alright? And our spirit, which is in our mind, is going to lead into us what? Eternal life. So out of it are the issues of life. You know? Put away from thee a froward mouth and perverse lips, put far from thee. So don't speak wickedness, man. Don't speak perverse things. Don't speak things that are adverse to this truth. 25. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thy eyelids look straight before thee. Right. Look straight before thee, meaning looking upon your path, being focused. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. So don't turn to the right hand, don't turn to the left hand. Alright? Stay on the correct path. And remove your foot from all evil. So that I'm going to close. Hope you learn something. I'm going to say shalom.